oftentimes when we read academic articles and academic literature, we don't understand it the first time, at least not I. I used to read more difficult literature twice or at least 3 times. Why? Because in the first time, it sort of like entered my mind, and I had the feeling it's sort of like entered my subconscious, but I didn't really grasp the idea. Once I read the second time, most often I understood the second time, the dots really connected. And if I were to read the third time, I really had a deep understanding. I see many people, they read one time, one particular article or one book and so on, or one passage of a book, and they don't understand it. They just close it and they say, okay, I don't understand it. Well, this is giving up too early. If you just stick with it a little bit more, and if you have the patience to reread passages and to reread like difficult articles and to really consult them again and again, oftentimes you have a much deeper understanding and you train yourself for difficult literature. This applies equally to translations. When we are translating in class, our teacher generally advises us read, for example, Sanskrit as if you understand, even if you don't initially. Because what it does is when you first read a difficult passage in another language and you haven't even prepared for the translation, you have the feeling oftentimes you can have the feeling oftentimes that you don't understand it and you can't understand it. However, if you already read with such confidence as if you would understand, you train your brain and also you trick your brain a little bit that, hey, it is possible. I can already read it. And oftentimes what happens is, hey, I can already see a rough outline of the sentence, how it's going to be, which parts are connecting and which parts I need to focus on my translation. I vividly remember one incident from my master thesis when I read with my supervisor. We read an extremely difficult passages or very subtle passage, and when he like at the end of our Zoom call, when he mentioned like he like left a comment about a particular passage, while listening to it, I was thinking, wow, this is genius. And my second thought was, I don't understand what he just said. I just registered. It must have been like it was really something very thoughtful and very genius, and it was just too subtle for me to understand. And the third thought was, luckily, I have the recording of the meeting. So once we got off the meeting, I like listened to the recording over and over again, and it took me over 3 hours. Not kidding. I listened to it over 20 times to rework this small passage. It was I think like a 2 or 3 minute comment. And once like I actually understood what he was saying, it just opened up another deep level for my studies. And I was thinking, wow, this is such a like profound consideration of the passage, which I previously I wouldn't fathom possible. So this is then the benefits of putting in the effort, the difficult effort of rereading things over and over again, putting in the sweat, hopefully not tears, but the sweat and the effort of doing things which other people don't like to do. And once you get used to this, maybe doing it a little more often, your brain gets used to, first of all, to this difficult work, but moreover, you train yourself in your field, and you get this like really acute sharpness of understanding, which you train yourself in as well. Just remember, some fights are not won in the first round. Flat out, some giants are not defeated in the first round. It takes endurance, it takes stamina, as well as patience and commitments. Guys, if you have any questions and comments, drop them down below. And if you found this video helpful, then smash the like button. If you didn't, rest assured, click out the button for this too. In other case, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video when I put one out. All right, see you at the top.